Evening everyone, welcome back to Cooking on Lockdown with Dave and Mia. So the results of the poll were in on the group yesterday. We checked it this morning and the resounding winner today was macaroni cheese with crouton topping. So just going to talk you through the ingredients, then we'll cut over to the cooker and we'll show you how to make the bechamel sauce. We'll blanch the pasta. Sorry. We'll get the macaroni cheese mixed in the dish and then we'll get that in the oven to bake it. So I'm going to talk you through the ingredients. Mia? 50 grams of butter.
50 grams of butter and 50 grams of flour.
What, 200 grams?
200 grams of cheese. Just a few croutons.
We're going to add chorizo to ours. I've got some chorizo in the fridge. Sorry, if you want to jazz the macaroni cheese up at all, you can always throw some chicken through it, some ham, some bacon. We just so happen to have half a chorizo in there, so we've chopped that up to add a bit of flavour.
You need 500 litres of milk.
Yeah, 500 millilitres of milk. Additional bits from me, we're going to add some mixed herbs to layer the flavour without using salt. Going to add a touch of whole grain mustard just to give the sauce a little bit of kick.
Even I like it.
And good old fashioned OXO chicken stock cube just to help bring the flavour through on the bechamel. And then we didn't have macaroni because there's none available because of the hoarders. But we've got penne pasta, so we're going to make our macaroni cheese with penne pasta. So we'll see you over at the cooker and we'll show you how to make the sauce. Right, so we've got a big pan of water here with a teaspoon of salt, a splash of oil. That's just starting to tick over now, and that's what we're going to blanch our penne in. Going to cook that for about 10 minutes, just till it's al dente. So in that goes. And then in here
is our 50 grams of butter.
Yeah, and to that
we're going to add all of our 50 grams of flour into that and mix it.
Be careful to avoid any splashing. So this is called a roux. When you melt your butter and you add your flour. Now you don't want to jump in here too quickly with milk. We want to cook the flour out a bit. So once you've got it combined to like a wet sand consistency, just spread it out. We're going to keep that moving and we're going to just cook out the flour a bit before we start adding the milk, so we don't have a floury taste to our roux. Do you want to keep stirring that, Mia?
Yeah.
To that, I'm going to add a nice heaped teaspoon of whole grain mustard. Depending on your taste, you can add a bit of English if you want more of a kick, some Dijon, hot dog mustard, American mustard works fine, whatever mustard floats your boat, or you don't have to put mustard in at all if you want to keep it plain. But personally, I like a little bit of mustard, and I always do it for the girls and they never complain. And then to the roux.
We're non-complaining girls.
To the roux, I'm going to add the chicken stock cube as well. So this is, in essence, we're making a base here for our lovely bechamel sauce.
Be very careful working over a pan. Make sure not to fall, because you'll burn your head off. This kind of looks like chocolate. The stock cube.
So that's all crumbled in. So Dude's going to fold that in now. And we're going to cheat with our bechamel. I'm not going to do the classic way where you preheat the milk. This is a nice, quick, easy way for at home. So this milk is not long out the fridge. So I'm just going to add it bit by bit. So you want to add about 1/3. Let the pan heat up that milk. And then we're going to stir the roux in. And what you will see will happen is as it all comes up to the same temperature, it will incorporate and it will thicken. In the meantime, we'll give our penne a little bit of a stir, stop it catching on the bottom. Now you don't have to use a spoon for your roux. You can use a whisk if you want.
Which is what I do.
Yeah, which is what Mummy does. Here we go.
And I use garlic instead of mustard.
My brilliant mummy here, filming.
So here we go. You see, it's wetter than it was before,
Do you want me to add
but
some
you can
milk?
see it's thickening up. Hang on a minute, we're just going to fully get this incorporated.
Okay.
And all the time this is cooking, it's cooking out the flour as well.
I like this noise.
Add the other half of that milk, Mia, please.
Okay.
Yeah, lovely. That's it, that's enough. Same process again.
Let it heat up in the pan for a bit and then start mixing.
So I've got our electric hobs we use, and we haven't got gas set up here. So I've got this sort of like on a halfway heat. So when it comes to turning it down, we can just knock it down to a real low heat to leave it to simmer and bubble.
Do you want me to add some more milk? Oh,
Not yet. We need this to incorporate, man.
Yeah, I can't see it. I just couldn't see it because I just saw
All
a
the
little
time
bit
really with this
frozen.
sauce, you want to keep it moving. You don't want to walk away and leave it because it will stick to the pan and it will leave a smoky taste to the bechamel, which we don't want.
Don't mix it very fast, otherwise you'll get splatters everywhere. And you won't have a lot of sauce left.
There we go. Starting to come together again.
Getting ready to add the milk.
There we go, mate. Add the rest. So that will bring up the base. So once we've got this up to temperature and fully incorporated, we're going to add our grated cheese.
Grated
Can add a little sprinkling of mixed herbs now.
Herbies. Mixy, 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 mixy. Oops.
So all the time, just make sure you've got
Can I
your
have the
spoon
grated
moving
cheese?
across the bottom. Yep.
Yes. Whoa. I nearly fell. I like that. Oh. Hello.
All them all. Pan those a couple of minutes. You want the pan with just a tiny little bit of bite on it. So when it sits in with the sauce and we put it in the oven, we're going to combine these both hot. So you haven't got a massive long waiting time with it in the oven. So we're going to put it near the top so we can just get the cheese melting and the croutons with some colour. Right, that's starting to come together now. See, the hotter it gets, it will start to thicken.
Yep. I'm gonna add some grated cheese.
Who doesn't love a bit of cheesy pasta? Which in essence is what this is.
But if people don't like it, they're a bit funny.
Yeah, I know there's a few people that won't eat cheese, but then this isn't the recipe for them to follow.
Because they're lactose intolerant.
Some people just don't like cheese.
Or they're vegan.
They can get good vegan cheeses now. This can be made vegan. You can use a vegan spread with the flour and then use an oat milk or a soy milk and then add your vegan cheese to it. I know the texture will be slightly different. Vegan cheese obviously has a different melting point, but it's all possible.
Remember what I told you? You need to hold the pan. Hold the handle.
So there we go. That's all starting to thicken right up now. So once you get to this stage,
You're going to start adding some grated cheese.
you're going to add the grated cheese. Leave a little bit in there. So we're going to save just a little bit just to sprinkle over the top.
Yep. Can I stop mixing?
Yeah, mix that in carefully now. That's going to be like molten lava now with the cheese.
The cheese is going to melt very fast in your pan.
Careful.
Oops. not the best season for cooking.
No, not the hay fever.
Yeah, not with hay fever, it isn't.
There we go. There's our, well, which is actually a Mornay sauce. It's a cheese sauce. This is what we're going to coat our penne in. So we're just going to wait for the pasta to cook. We'll drain that off, and then I'll show you how to build up your macaroni cheese in the dish. So our pasta's now cooked. Just frying off our chorizo before we add that to our mix. So again, that's optional. And obviously we've got our sauce. So all we're going to do is add our lovely cheesy sauce
into your pasta. Give it a tiny bit of a mixy.
That's what we're going to do with your spoon. Get down to the bottom and turn it over to fold it in.
So like that, you go like that, and then you dump it like that, and dump it. And you can also go the other way. Ooh, a tiny bit of pasta.
One for the cooker to say thank you. And then, as I said, with us, we're just going to add a bit of chorizo to ours. Fat and all.
Because we love chorizo. It's one of our favourite foods.
It's just going to tint ours slightly pink.
Or red.
So that's mixed in.
Well, it kind of looks orange actually. You ate the cookies food. I'm just going to give that a little mix for Daddy.
So then, what we're going to do, over to the dish.
Over to the
Slop it in. Another good idea, if you make too much macaroni cheese and you have some left after dinner, cool it down, put it in your fridge.
Save it for tomorrow's lunch.
No. Roll it up into little balls. And then those little balls, if you put them in some flour, then some egg and then some breadcrumbs and fry them off, you've got your own little mac and cheese fritters, which are a nice snack or a garnish for a dish.
We've done this before and we put spinach in them and they were really good.
So what we're going to do,
Sprinkle
just a little
some.
sprinkle of cheddar. Now, we're going to want to start this first to get the cheese melting, because what will happen is the breadcrumbs will brown a lot quicker than the cheese will.
Yeah.
So we're going to pop this in the oven for about 5 or 6 minutes to get the melt going. Then we'll add our croutons and return it for another 5, and we'll have macaroni cheese. So we'll see you in 5 minutes to
so
put
your
the croutons on.
croutons cooking crisp up.
Yep. So that's had about 5 or 6 minutes in the oven. I've added a little bit of mozzarella to ours because it was going out of date today. So I'm just going to drop the croutons on. So we've got the cheese melting first, because this bread, it will catch quite quickly. And I'm just going to push that into the molten cheese a bit. You can do that with a spoon or a fork if you wish. I'm going to pop that back in for another 5 minutes, and that's going to give us our nice little crispy finish.
I'm pink.
Yep. So there we go, guys. That's had another about 3 or 4 minutes with the croutons on top. And then we have a nice bubbly hot macaroni cheese with our golden croutons on top. So obviously we've got chorizo. So I hope you enjoyed. That was nice and quick and easy. And we'll see you tomorrow for our next recipe. Hope you're all staying safe and well. And thanks for joining us.
Try not to get the coronavirus.